Hello and welcome to Beyond the Blueprint by One Broker Group, where we delve into the world of those shaping our skylines, the architects, designers, developers and true masters of their craft. I am Katie Jensen. Today we're joined by a man whose story epitomizes grit and determination. From starting his company with just a $2,000 loan, today he's built a business empire that is worth millions of dollars. Now, Kalpesh Kinariwala has faced a number of challenges in his career, but he says this has made him only more determined to succeed. Today, we'll explore the driving factors behind his success, his bold venture into real estate, and ask what is coming next for Pantheon Development as they expand from Dubai into Ras Al-Khaimah. Today, we explore the driving factors behind his success, his bold venture into real estate, and ask what's coming next for Pantheon Developments as they expand from Dubai into Ras Al-Khaimah. This is Beyond the Blueprint. Kalpesh, thank you so much for joining us today. Now, what an inspiring story you have. You began your company with a humble $2,000 loan and a small borrowed office. Now, fast forward 25 years, your company is now worth hundreds of millions of dollars. 8 years ago, you decided to move into real estate as well. Tell me, what do you feel really has been the key to your success?
Well, I don't know what's been the key to my success, but I'll tell you what has really helped me out is my ability to understand numbers. Uh, Even though I'm a chemical engineer, I've always been aided by finance. Anything that we do is data driven. We build our conviction from data, and that's been very instrumental in making the right decision. And most important is also the timing. So we have been very fortunate, and it's been such that whenever we have entered any cycle of business, it's been almost always at the bottom of the cycle, and we were very lucky enough to get the right timing in approaching any business, and that I think really helped us succeed.
Okay, so good at crunching numbers, a little bit of luck thrown in, but certainly a lot of hard work as well. Now, of course, you were not someone who was born with a silver spoon in their mouth. In fact, if you don't mind me sharing, you lost your father at the age of 12, and that must have been incredibly difficult to go through.
Yeah.
Tell me, do you think that really has helped drive your determination to succeed?
So yes, when I lost my father at 12, uh, my mother was a very simple housewife, and uh, my father had left enough wealth for us that even if I wouldn't work in a lifetime, it was more than enough for us to survive. But then when we grew up, it was very unfortunate to know that we didn't have any of it, and it was very tragic to see my mother really working so hard to raise us up. And then I did my chemical engineering, and as soon as I got my degree, I really, the first mission that I had in my life was to make sure that I'm financially stable, to at least tell my mother to stop working for us anymore. And God has been fortunate that in 3 or 4 years I was able to do that. And then ever since, we never looked back. I worked very hard. I was working as a plant operator in a chemical factory. From there, we I was given an opportunity by a very, very dear friend of mine, and we studied together. We did our engineering together, and he said, "Hey, why don't you come and join me?" And I really believed in his business, and that's how Pantheon was formed. And we did this, and we created in about 6 or 7 years, we created one of the world's largest distribution company for a mining product.
But still quite a unique shift, wasn't it? You said you were working as a chemical engineer. I spent some time in finance as well, then decided to move into real estate. What was one of the main factors for deciding to move into real estate and property
I
here?
think when I came to Dubai, we had a distribution business which was very successful, which didn't need much of my time, and it was independently run by professionals then. And then in the financial service business private, which was primarily my core business, was asset management, and I used to run a hedge fund, and that business, I decided that I wanted to continue an extension of my financial service business in Dubai. Of course, it was very difficult to get regulatory license to do a financial service business in Dubai at those times. And then I came to know that one of the biggest problems that most of the people that were working here were facing was to get a mortgage. And that's when I said that, okay, all I need to do is change the asset class from equities to real estate and run the same product that we are running on our hedge fund. And that's what we decided to start selling apartments on payment plans. So we were the first people in this country to come up with a 10-year payment plan, wherein your EMI was about 2,900 dirhams for a studio, and you would get more rent than your EMI. So you had a positive carry. Even if you didn't have money to pay your EMI, all you had to do was put your apartment to rent, and the apartment earns for itself. And that product flew very well, and that gave us our first break in JVC.
Now, see, I can see why that would be hugely beneficial for the buyer, for the investor, because at a time when so many other developers were and continue to sell off plan, you funded the entire project. It meant that when the project was complete, people could come and choose their apartments and say, I'm going to have that one and I'm going to move in tomorrow. So fantastic for the buyer. What's in it for you, though? Because as I said, it's quite unique to what everyone else is doing in the market.
Well, it's a painful journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. But without pain, there is no gain. We wanted to take this business very seriously. We were looking this as a long-term opportunity. We had seen the data. We knew that this opportunity can easily become a 10 billion opportunity. So why think short term? Why approach a market from a sign of weakness, telling your customers that, hey, I'm a first time developer, trust me, I will make the project on time? No, you don't want to do that. You want to approach the market from a sign of strength, not from a weakness. So we said, okay, let's fund the whole project. Let's not do off plan, make the whole building, energize it, and then go to your customer and say, you buy an apartment today and walk in.
Which is fantastic for them. I mean, again, your proposition really is quite unique. I think you really understand that for many of us out there, buying a home is one of the biggest things we can do with our money. For many of us, it's growing up with that dream of owning our own home, isn't it? Do you see yourself, I guess, in some respects, as very much a developer for the people?
I don't call myself as a developer because developers sell products. I don't sell product. I sell a solution. What I am into is trying to create an ecosystem for my customers, wherein they are able to create a community of like-minded people, wherein they don't need to go to get mortgage. They don't need to worry about the asset quality. They don't need to worry whether the apartment is functional or not. We've taken care of everything. We have taken care of the lifestyle elements. Pantheon projects take care of about the affordability, the functionality. At the same time, it also makes sure that the community, which is our investors, our end users in the apartment, are a bunch of like-minded people, who love to thrive there.
Okay, well, let's talk about some of your projects. You've mainly focused on JVC for the moment. 8 projects in JVC, 7 of them have already been launched. There's a big one coming up as well. Tell me a little bit about the projects. Why JVC? Why was that the right ecosystem for you to be able to achieve these goals at Pantheon?
Well, it's not something why I choose JVC. It's because the market chooses JVC. Everybody in the affordable sector wants to be in JVC. It's the most liked, it's the most loved, it's the most accepted community. And our strategy, which we made about 7 years ago to be a market leader in JVC, paid off because we believed in the same. The data was reflecting the same. It was supporting the Pantheon ecosystem. The Pantheon ecosystem requires what? It requires a customer that needs a mortgage. It requires a customer that wants lifestyle at affordable prices. It requires a customer which is looking at functionality in the apartments. It requires a customer who wants the right community. We understood that 7 years back. We created that, and we said that, we keep enhancing with more projects in the same community. We have become one of the most accepted players there. The reason for that is because we know what our customers want. They want delivery on time. We have always, actually, I can say we have never delivered on time. We have always delivered before time. Not a single project has been delivered on time. In fact, we had complaints from customers that, look, these guys are finishing the project 6 months ahead of schedule and we have a payment plan running. Which was pretty weird, Yeah, but that's true,
Not a bad problem to have. Tell me, so big focus on JVC as well. Tell me, lots of developers in JVC at the moment, though, lots of sales. In fact, I think JVC has been the real hotspot of Dubai for the last 4 consecutive sectors. I think we've seen the highest number of sales transactions over the last few quarters. What is it about your properties that sets it apart from others? Is there a particular style or finish, apart from being on time or even early? What is it that sets you apart, do you think?
If I tell you that it is style and finish, then I would be talking to you like a developer. And as I said before, I'm not a developer. Yeah, there is nothing that Pantheon does in terms of style and finish that a good aspirational developer would not do. We do the same thing. But I would say the secret recipe is being visible to your ecosystem, being visible to your customers, being consistently visible to your market with delivery, with timelines, with functionality, with we created the ecosystem, and now our customers like us. They don't want to leave us. They wait, because we are a boutique developer. We don't do mass launches. We come up with 2 projects, 3 projects in a year in JVC. So our customers are really waiting, when is the next Pantheon project coming,
So when is the next one coming?
Well, the next one is coming next week.
What can we expect?
And that is going to be the project number 8, which is the Maison Elysee 3. And we are very, very keen to launch this project, and we are very eager, and we feel that I think it should be sold out in the next few weeks,
Okay, and tell me about the specifics of this project. We've got studios 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms as well. Talk us through what people can expect, not only from the residential areas, but also the amenities too.
Well, in terms of amenities, it's got everything that a typical JVC project requires, in terms of gyms, in terms of pool, jacuzzi, paddle courts. It's got everything, it's functional. At the same time, the community that is a trademark of Pantheon, a community of like-minded people, is what they can really look forward to being again on the project number 8.
Okay, so lots of excitement, but let's be honest about JVC for a moment. Certainly big up and coming area, but also lot of traffic. If you look at the master developer Nikhil, you look at the landscaping and that kind of finishing, it doesn't compare to somewhere like, another property or another area that Nikhil has done, say the Palm Jumeirah as well. The road system could do with a bit of improvement. We've obviously got big announcements from the RTA coming. It is going to make Dubai more connected, but what kind of feedback do you get from customers? Is any of this passed on to the master developer Nikhil about the day-to-day realities of being in JVC?
Well, in terms of communication with the master developer, yes, they are very keen to enhance the community, because they are seeing that this community, which was earlier selling about 3,500 apartments a year in off plan, is now doing more than 14,000 apartments. That's a 400% increase in 12 months. So I don't think they would not be conscious about this fact that this is the most accepted community for affordable housing. So we are very confident that they would take the right steps to enhance the community.
And what kind of changes do you think people could expect to see? What are some of the conversations you've had with Nikhil?
I haven't had any conversations with Nikhil, but what we hear from is that there is a change in the management, and we really look forward to engage once the new team is there, you know.
Okay. Well, we'll keep us updated about that. Tell me, your last project was a sellout. Why have you now decided to partner?
It's again a part of a strategy that we don't want to spread ourselves too thin. We are now focusing on building projects and launching projects outside the JVC, and we had to look at a lot of other master brokers as well, and OBG has really promised us that they would be the right partner for us, and we are very excited that they will deliver.
And of course, you've got lots of projects coming up. In fact, you're now moving outside Dubai into Ras Al-Khaimah. The first time you've moved outside this emirate. Tell me, you've purchased 4 plots in Al Marjan Island. You're going to be located on one Rak Central. Now, Al Marjan Island tends to be known for quite high-end properties. Does that mean we can expect to see a shift from more of the affordable luxury, or is that still going to be holding true for your potential buyers?
Well, I'm not going to reveal my plans for Ras Al-Khaimah, but I can tell you we are going to surprise the market when we come up with our Ras Al-Khaimah project. We see most of the focus is towards the Marjan Island, yeah, and that's the reason again we are adopting the same strategy what we did 7 years back in Dubai. We are not going to focus on Marjan. We are going to focus on Rak Central.
Okay, well, give me a few clues though. This is a safe space. I want to know: are you going to have spectacular views? Are buyers going to be able to see the incredible Wynn Casino? Because there's a lot of excitement about that as well. What can people expect?
I can guarantee you that from my project, right from the first floor to the top floor, you can see Wynn. You can see the golf course of Al Hamra, you can see the full sea view, and you can see the Falcon Island. So we will give you everything. I mean, in terms of view, the most spectacular view is what we are going to promise you.
Okay, we're going to hold you to that as well. Tell me, what are we going to be looking at? Studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms? What are you planning?
So it's the project in Rak Central. It's a mixed use project. So it's going to be a combination. It's going to be a combination of residential, hotel apartments, and grade A offices. I think we'll be one of the first guys in Rak Central to launch. So that increases our responsibility towards and our commitment to the authorities at Rak Central. They have been extremely supportive to us, and they are also very anxious to see how Pantheon performs in their first launch in their master development.
Oh, no pressure at all. So far you've purchased the 4 plots.
Yep.
Do we have an idea on when the project could be launched? When could we expect to see construction? What about handover? Is it too soon to plan any of that?
So we are going to launch this project in 2 phases. The first phase is going to be the residential, and then the phase 2 is going to be a mix of hotel apartments and office building. We plan, I think, if it's right now at the approval stage, and we are very confident to obtain that very soon. And once the approvals are done, we should be launching this project before the end of this year.
Okay, so it's all happening. And what about actual handover dates as well?
I think it should not. The infrastructure of the Rak Central is being built as we speak, and I don't think it should take more than 24 to 30 months to finish this project.
It's coming quickly.
Yeah. We build fast, you know that. We build fast.
This is true. Well, let's talk a little bit about the market in general, particularly when we focus on Dubai's market. Of course, that has been your specialty for more than 8 years now. Now, we are seeing record sales volumes. They are up 30% in the first half of this year compared to last year. The same for the sale of homes worth more than $10 million. It was another record year for 2023. Where do we see the market placed at the moment? Are you confident about the market? Do you think we're going to see another painful correction coming? Are prices too high? Is this sustainable?
I often get this question asked. My answer is very simple. Yeah. If you want to hear something that will like you, then go and talk to 10 people. Else you have data to support very, very clearly that this is not an asset bubble. Yeah. And when you don't have an asset bubble, and then when you, what we are seeing now is a lot of liquidity getting into the the Dubai real estate market. And this liquidity is supported by fundamentals. You see the explosion of the population, people rushing up to get golden visas. Everybody wants to have a slice of Dubai. Yeah, so it's happening. And it's really happening from all over the world. It's not earlier, it was happening from a few countries here and there, close by to Dubai, who knew the Dubai story. But it's actually the world that wants a slice of Dubai. And we are very confident that this liquidity bus is not going to stop. So we are also putting and launching more and going to launch more and more projects in the next few months.
Do you feel like growth is sustainable? Although, do you think we could see a bit of a correction, a bit of a pullback, or are you just expecting up and up? Because again, sales volume 30% in the first half of this year compared to last year. How on earth can we continue that momentum?
Well, if you the best way to answer that question is that you need to check the data of how many people are applying for golden visa, and if that rushes, if you see a slowdown in that rush, you have your answer. Okay, even if we have a little bit of a correction, yeah, correction is healthy for the new players to get in.
What type of
Yeah.
correction do you think we could see?
I don't see a correction, frankly
Okay.
speaking. At least in our business, we haven't seen a correction. In fact, the prices in JVC has been up by almost 20% year on year. So we are not seeing a correction, and we are very optimistic on the prices as well as the demand.
Okay, well, let's talk about one of the other big hot topics today. A lot of excitement about digital technology, AI, blockchain. Tell me, what kind of tools are you incorporating to change the way that you do business?
Well, every business is about three things: system, process, and people. And if you don't adapt to the system, process, and people, it is going to be very difficult to adapt to the market changes. We have the right tools, we have the right people, and we have adopted the right ERP systems, the CRM systems, to make sure that we are dynamic enough to adapt to the market changes. The team that we have is I think we have a brilliant team out here which has created the right systems for us to scale up our business. So we are on the right track in terms of implementation of AI systems and processes. I can tell
Good
you that.
example, though, a lot of interest in 3D printing, for example. And I think back in 2021, Dubai approved the first license for 3D printing on a construction site. I think it was Nikhil, in fact. They were given the first license for the Alpha Giant Hills project. Are you looking at working with 3D printing at the moment?
So,
How would that change your timeline?
I think we were one of the early guys who had looked forward, who are contemplating of bringing the 3D printing concept to Dubai. We were in touch with a couple of companies in Europe to help us do that. We are very confident that it's just a matter of time, but the 3D printing will be implemented in Dubai, and once it's implemented, we would be one of the first guys to adapt to 3D printing.
Okay, tell me, are those costs, are they going to be passed down to the end user?
Uh,
Cost saving, I mean.
Of course, when you have a saving of cost, and as long as you're getting your decent margins, why would you not pass them? And it helps increase the competition.
Well, you'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Yes.
But I can imagine a lot of them don't. What kind of timeline do you think we're looking at in order for you to be able to get one of the early licenses for 3D printing and construction?
It's difficult to forecast, but I think the faster the better. Yeah.
Oh, tell me, another big issue we saw earlier this year was the huge weather upheaval that, of course, surprised many of us. The floods we saw earlier this year, has that changed the way that you create and deliver projects today?
I can tell you that we did not have a single complaint with any of our Pantheon projects. So yes, that is another testimony of the ecosystem being happy with us.
Well,
We didn't have a single complaint.
that's incredible. I mean, we saw other developers like Iman, Nikhil, Dubai Holding, etc. They've all had to say that they will repair flood damaged homes. That's incredible. You didn't have a single
We didn't have a single
complaint.
no.
Tell me, what does the future hold for Pantheon? What is coming next? What are you most excited about?
I think we are very clear about what we want to do. We want to focus in the affordable luxury space. We are very excited about the Rak story. We believe in the Rak story. At the same time, we also believe in the fundamental story of Dubai. Both these places are an exciting places for us to do business in. The affordable sector is where we are going to consolidate and grow. We are very clear about that. We leave the luxury to the big boys right now.
When it comes to affordable luxury, where are we in terms of pricing compared from your Dubai project to your project on Al Marjan Island, or is it too early to forecast that?
It's too early to forecast, but I can tell you we are in for disruption there.
Watch this space.
Yes.
Kalpesh, a few quick fire questions for you just to help us get to know a little bit behind the mastermind. Tell me, what is your go-to app to improve your productivity?
Uh, Go to app.
Yes.
Definitely it's the Google Workspace. Yeah.
Okay, tell me, we are filming upstairs from the Lamborghini showroom today. Tell me, what type of car do you drive?
I drive a Cullinan and I drive a Maybach.
Not
Yeah.
bad. Business is good.
Yeah.
Tell me, if you weren't in real estate or finance or chemical engineering, what industry would you be working in?
I would be working in any industry. I'm comfortable in working in any industry where I can build my conviction on data and numbers.
I like that.
As long as I have that, I can build an ecosystem anywhere.
I like
Yeah.
that fact-based. Tell me, what is your favorite room in your own home?
I like my home cinema.
Okay. What's the last thing you've watched on Netflix?
The last thing I watched on Netflix, it's been a long time.
Or maybe tell me, what's the last book or the last podcast you've read or listened to?
The last book that I read was The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Tell me, what is your hidden talent that is not related to real estate?
Well, hidden talent.
Bit
I
of a
don't know.
karaoke singer, maybe?
No, I just work. I don't do anything besides work.
All right, we're going to have to change that after this interview, Kalpesh. Tell me, what is the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
I think be honest to your customers, be ethical in your works, and I think you should do good.
I like that. Describe your leadership style in 3 words.
Well, when I started the business, I was an autocrat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when I got into financial service, I was a democrat. And in this business, I am a charismatic leader.
I like that. Tell me, what is the one thing on your bucket list that you haven't ticked off yet?
I think life has given me everything that I wanted to do. I have a beautiful family. I have a nice house. I have really very nice friends. What else do you need in life, you know?
I like that.
Yeah.
What is the one thing about your job that you wouldn't trade for the world?
My ethics.
Well, Kalpesh, thank you so much for joining us today. What a wonderful honor it is to sit down with you, and best of luck with the
I'm
upcoming
very
launches.
happy. I'm very happy that to do the podcast with you. Thank you very much.
We appreciate that. Well, that's all from us on this episode of Beyond the Blueprint by One Broker Group. Make sure you follow us on social media. All the details are on the screen. We'll see you soon.